Test mic 2. Test mic 2. 1, 2. Hello? All right, so welcome back. Apologies for the technical hitches there, but we are back to wrap up the rest of the minutes in the second half of this game. Still the Supreme Ladies 1, Nasara Ladies 0. And in the second half, Nasara have improved tremendously. However, they yet to actually get the equalizer. Supreme Ladies are creating few chances here. An opportunity, goal! What is it? Oh, definitely. That is a lucky moment for Nasara Ladies. Because from commentary position, the ball crossed the goal line. And the center referee was looking at the assistant referee one to give a signal. And a movement actually said it all. And Nasara Lady have been left off the hook. Could have considered the second goal. Few substitutions have been made. Nasara, I must admit, have improved in the second half with a few chances created. So we have done 64 minutes of action here at the Aliyu Muhammad Sports Stadium. It is the second game of the 2026 Women's Zonal Championship. And it's Supreme Ladies who have their noses in front, still holding on to that lead. That goal scored by Charity Obiniwa. The referee will whistle for a temporary hold-up as Nasara player is down on the pitch. A pool of players are warming up to get opportunity to come on. Nasara Ladies definitely the first to make those changes and looking forward to bringing on more attackers as they look forward to getting the equalizer. Game resumes and it is Nasara who restarts with a drop ball. Throw into Nasara Ladies. Elizabeth Abukari. The long one there, ball returned by the defense of Supreme Ladies. Yusuf Rukaya. And once again, referee will whistle for an infringement. And it's going to be another drop ball. So this goes the advantage of Supreme Ladies. Olivia finds Ruth Ousua, and a push there by Elizabeth Abukari on Gifty Wipia. So Ras is quite an interesting second half. I think Nasara came back with an improved performance, though still yet to get the equalizing goal. But an opportunity, oh no, we saw a goal that many believed should have been allowed, but the referees thought otherwise. How do you see Nasara's chances of at least getting back into this game?
Well, since it's one goal, I think there's still that opportunity for them to, split the points between each other here. But talking about that particular goal, I think it was clear to the line one than those of us up here. They are on the grounds, and I'm sure she would have moved to the center circle if the ball had crossed the line. But for Nasara ladies, I think that there is too many, defensive errors like communication between their defenders. The back line is not really good. In fact, you keep seeing the how the defensive midfield or the midfielders comes to join the defenders, and then they get crowded and they don't really mark very well the attackers of Supreme Ladies, and that is what is giving them the problem. Supreme keep on pushing them, making sure that they go, back and then get crowded. Then they use, the spaces that they find between them, and then be able to launch the attack that they have. I think that Supreme by now should have been leading by 2 goals or at least 3 goals, because they've had, some quite number of chances at Nasara Ladies. I don't know, but for Nasara to win this very game, I think it will be very difficult. Even though they've also come close on 1 or 2 occasions, but it's not enough. You look at this movement, for instance, and
It's a goal! A Supreme Ladies who have added another goal here, and it was a slick defending, as like you were complaining about. They were caught ball watching once again, space at the back there, and guess what? The goalkeeper had no answer to this, and the ball is at the back of the net. It is Supreme Ladies 2, Nasara Ladies 0.
kudos to the goal scorer for her movement. She tried to go ahead of the defender and realized that she was going to be in an offside position. She moves back before the ball was passed through, for her to go with the goal. So that's what I was complaining about. The defensive lapses, the communication between the defenders and the midfield is something that is not really going on well for Nasara Ladies. So it is, for me, I would say it's a done deal for Supreme Ladies in this very game. I don't see how Nasara Ladies are coming back, into this game to either pick a point, because you look at the game and they don't really show any effort that shows that they actually mean business today. Just look at the way they are passing the ball, in between them. Look at the center circle. They have Supreme is always having one free player to receive the ball, and which is not right, So for me, I would say it's a done deal for Supreme Ladies.
Wow. Supreme Ladies are doing something special here. Just watched what the goalkeeper did to the attacker there. They had the ball in their own half. There was an attack on the defense, but they were so comfortable with Olivia having enough time to, beat the attacker there. And so that is what the situation is like here. The Aliu Mama Sports Team substitution for Supreme Ladies, and it's number 15 who is coming on for number 13. And so we have Anna Foriwa Thompson coming out, the captain of the side, and her replacement is Bridget Anna. So Bridget will take Emanuela Oserada, who is coming on for Anna Oforiwa, the captain of the side. She got an opportunity to, get the second goal before, it came, and she actually buried the ball away. Ras, you talked about the fact that Supreme have a very solid team. If you look at the back, they have a very good defender. You look at the middle, they have a very good player, and they have another good player at the attack there. And so, in all aspects, in all departments of the game, they seems to have, gotten very good qualities to be able to support this team to get the necessary points. And I'm not surprised why they are here and looking forward to getting back into the Malta Guinness Premier League. But Nasara ladies, on the other hand, came into this particular championship with a lot of goals scored in the Division 1. A total of 424 goals were scored in the Northern Regional Division 1 League in 132 games. And out of that, we had Ruhia Mohammed scoring 11 goals and Abdullah Huzefa scoring 9 goals for Nasara ladies. We haven't seen that in this particular, game. What do you think might be the problem? You talked about the fact that they seem that they are playing against their colleagues in the Division 1, and that should not be so coming from, Nasara ladies.
No, it's the level. I mean, they are playing against Supreme Ladies who have been in the Women's Premier League for more than 4 seasons. Okay, it's just last season that things didn't go well for them, and they had to leave the competition. So Supreme Ladies have the experience, like I told you before. You look at their gameplay and you can understand. Sometimes the women football, you just need 2, 3, 4 quality players, and then you use the rest to complement. And that is what Supreme Ladies are benefiting from. I told you, the organization at the back, the girl in the 28 is the one who always organizes the back. Make sure that they don't, leave National Ladies one player. Always making sure they are marking to, clear the danger that comes. So for National Ladies, it is always like that. 2 years ago in Bolga, we saw how they had even the top scorer of the Division 1 league in their team. Yes, so they were not able to make it. So sometimes it is the level. This zonal championship is quite different from the Northern Regional Division 1 league that you play for. Here, each and every region have their best, and so you have to put in extra effort before you'll be able to, do well in this kind of competition. So for me, I'm not surprised that the result is going this way. National Ladies, the Atenka team, would definitely have to go back to the drawing board, see how they are going to put, advise the players or replan and come into their next game. Probably then their next game can give them some hope going into the rest of the matches.
It's a corner kick for Nasara ladies. Ball curled in, and the defense there to clear their lines. Gifty Wapia trying to locate the substitute. Finds the goal scorer. Nice play, but she's been robbed of the ball by 2 defenders. Nasara trying to guard against any eventuality again, and that is conceding another goal at this time. But Supreme Ladies will have a free kick, and so it's 75 minutes of action, and it's time to cool down. And so water break moment for the players, and the technical staff as well, as they use these few seconds to dehydrate, I must say, because they are going to hydrate, I must say, because the weather is a bit very hot here this morning, or we are in the afternoon. Sometimes you call a colleague because of the sun you greet in the afternoon, meanwhile it's in the morning. That is what is when. Uh, okay, so let's see how they return. The game will resume any moment from now, and it is advantage Nasara ladies, or the free kick before the water break. So Supreme ladies will be the ones taking advantage of the restart. Roots Ayeyi behind the ball, and she had a beautiful control. She sends in a lucky one, and the ball eludes everybody. Goalkeeper Hawa Anas picks that one. Sends in a long one, trying to locate Mata Musa. Mata Musa tears away from the left side of attack, still going, but nobody there as the defense clear of their lines. Danger definitely was looming towards the penalty area, but as usual, the Supreme back line very, very good there, and it's Nasara trying to open up, and a shot there from substitute Salwa Sulemana couldn't find the target as the ball go over the post for a goal kick. Referee whistles for an infringement just inside the center circle in the area of Supreme Ladies for Nasara. A chance there, shoot, ball blocked there, and the girl in an offside position. Stella was caught in the offside web. A long drive there by the defender. And straight to the opposing goalkeeper. So Nasara ladies will effect a change, and it is Abubakari Elizabeth who comes out, and her position is taken by Barchisu Sulemana. Close to 80 minutes of action gone, and it's Nasara down by 2-0. Throw-in effected by Supreme Ladies, and is the goal scorer, Monica, who in the first half tormented the defense, couldn't get a goal, but lucky to have her name on the score sheet in the second half. That's a foul through there, Advantage now to Nasara ladies. Another foul throw. This time, Supreme Ladies want to do something better, and she couldn't, as Nasara will have the opportunity to correct that. Nasara trying to look for an opening opportunity. Goalkeeper commits herself, and it's going to be a consolation. It's a goal! It is a substitute Stella who finds the back of the net, and Nasara ladies with 10 minutes to go are back into the game. Raz, that was a lack of concentration on the part of the Supreme ladies. The defenders and the goalkeeper, lacking communication there and allowing Nasara ladies to get into this game.
I think I would blame the goalkeeper and then the last defender, at the back, because I expected her to chase the ball to the net. Make sure that when the ball goes in, then you stop, because she slowed down. If she had pushed on, I'm sure she would have been able to get the ball before the ball gets into the net. So I'll blame the goalkeeper for not calculating her movement, because once you come out of your area, you should make sure that you get the ball. If you don't get the ball, then rest assured that it's going to be a problem. So once you are coming, you should know that you have someone behind you. The covering was done, but the lady in the 17, like I said, I expected her to chase the ball down. She shouldn't have slowed down, but kudos to Nasara ladies for taking advantage of that particular switch that was made, for this goal to come. Probably when they also think this way, because when Supreme ladies move up front like that, and then they think this way and try to switch from time to time, I'm sure they will be able to get the equalizer. But it's still we still have about 7 to 10 minutes to go. Let's see how, Nasara lady is going to make good use of it.
Let's see how Nasara make good use of the remaining minutes after getting that one goal behind the back of Supreme ladies. Lack of concentration, poor calculation by the goalkeeper, allowing Nasara to get back into the game. Substitution, and it is Asibi Abanga who has given way, and her position taken by Emanuela Osei. Throw into Supreme ladies who have all the time to themselves. It is Nasara. Nice 10. Looks up and trying to launch one, but the ball has been stopped there by Ruth Owusua. And it's an opportunity for Supreme ladies to get back into the game. And still dangerous point ball over the bar. Charity could have done better. But once again, question marks over the defending. Nasara ladies allowing too much space at the back. And with that slicking attacking potency of Supreme ladies, they could be punished at any point in time. Not the best of kick, but lucky enough, ball going straight to a colleague. Charity. Nice control. Trying to locate Monica, but couldn't find her. And Supreme Lady seems to be tired at this moment. Goalkeeper Olivia will pick that ball. She balloons one into the area of Nasara. It is Rukaya Yusuf chasing the ball. She wins that one. It's Rukaya trying to turn. She looks up, finds Hamdia Mohammed. And substitute gives the ball away, but it's a throw into Nasara ladies who are, doing everything they can to at least get an equalizer. It is a shot from distance. Narrowly missing target. Olivia shouting on the back. That is the defenders. To be very careful with the momentum Nasara is bringing at this moment. Charity and Seydou Hamdia clears the ball to touch for a throw in. Throw into Supreme Ladies. Augustina Osei, Nasara Ladies with the ball now. Beautiful play. And not the best of passes from Salwa Sulemana. Nasara. Nice control. And it's an infringement to Nasara Ladies. The yellow card will be flashed to Sulemana Rahma of Supreme Ladies for bringing down Hamdia Mohammed. Free kick in the area of Supreme Ladies. Can they hold on to the 2-1 lead? Goal, goal, the shouts coming from the stands. A long drive there, but the ball lacks direction as it goes over for a goal kick to Supreme Ladies. Almost clocking the 90 minutes mark, and it is Supreme Ladies 2, Nasara Ladies 1 in the second game of the 2026 Women's Zonal Championship here at the Aliu Muhammad Sports Stadium in Tamale. Ball taken away. Nasara Ladies. Stella was trying to flick the ball to Salwa Sulemana, but that didn't work, and it is Charity. Nasara Ladies fighting for every single ball at this moment, every single tackle, and it is a throw into Nasara Ladies. Throw ineffected quickly. 1-2 play by Nasara Ladies. Who is going for the ball? Supreme Ladies taking their time. Rashida Ekpa still with the ball. Nasara takes possession. Ball once again given away, and it is Rashida Ekpa for Supreme. She loses control of the ball. Hamdia Seydou with that clearance. Nasara looking for space up there. An opportunity for Nasara ladies. Is it going to be the equalizer? And finally, the ball has been cleared. Rukaya Yusuf. Ball hit against a Nasara ladies player, and it is a throw in to Supreme Ladies. New energy in the substitutes. An opportunity for Supreme Ladies. Ball sent in and headed away. An advantage given by the referee, and it is Monica who picks that one for Supreme Ladies. The goal scorer looking for an opportunity. She sends in a lucky one. Ball headed powerfully. Still dangerously poised, and still Supreme Ladies having the advantage. Can they go? And finally, Nasara clear their lines. Ruth Ayeyi. Any moment from now, we might see the final whistle. And there goes the whistle for the end of this entertaining match. Atia De Comfort, the center referee, blows it for the end in an entertaining game. Raz, we saw an end-to-end game here. Nasara, after the of course, after that consolation, came right on their opponent. But, of course, Supreme Ladies able to hold on to this victory.
Yeah, I think that it would have been right for. I mean, we would have enjoyed the game more if Nasara ladies, had equalized for us to get maybe a 2-2 and then maybe more minutes to play. From the look of things, fatigue really sets in the team of Supreme Ladies. You could see the movement of the back line. Whenever they move up front, they are not able to come back on time like they were doing in the first half. It is part of the reasons why the substitutes that came in for Nasara ladies was able to pick up that particular ball, because the winger, who was supposed to drop down to help the back line of Supreme Ladies, was at the top there, and that's the reason why she picked up the ball very easily like that. And of course, the goalkeeper and the defender too should have done better in terms of their communication, in terms of their timing, when coming out like that. But all being the same, I would say that Nasara ladies in the second half has played better than they did in the first half. Maybe let's say that in their next game, their coach should consider starting those that he brought in the second half. I think that they had better understanding of the movement or how they wanted to play than those who he started, in the game. So it is 3 points for Supreme Ladies, 3 points for Candy Ladies. Like we said from the beginning, these two teams will definitely get the 3 points in their opening games.
So thank you very much for being a part of this morning's games. We'll be back at 3 p.m. for the last game of the day. And that is going to be between the Kema ladies from Tamale and Kiwia ladies from Wa. My name once again is Semu Barik, and you heard from Tactical Rashifu.